This was a very last minute trip. I made the call pretty late yesterday, so I didn't have a lot of time to prepare. I just threw a few things in the car, but I think that's all I need to spend a couple nights, 3 days on the road doing some photography. I'm gonna show you how I do it on short trips like this one, what I bring with me. And again, it's not much, it's very minimal, it's very simple, and we're gonna be taking some photos, hopefully good ones. And if nothing else, it just feels really good up here in the northern coast of Spain. It's around 14 degrees Celsius right now. There is this ocean breeze as well. Quite a pleasant change from the heat we've been having lately. I've been trying to photograph that pretty insane house. I think it's a house, but it's a building for sure that is built right on the cliff. I've been trying to find a good angle to photograph it, because from here you get the beautiful cove in the frame, but you also get some buildings behind it. And I'd rather have that building in isolation, something that I can get from farther up, but from there I don't get the same view of the cove. So it's a compromise. A good example of why an amazing subject doesn't always make for a great photograph. You need everything else in the frame to cooperate, to help. Okay, I feel pretty silly right now because I was trying the hard way when there's a spot here, a cool viewpoint that gives me both things, a cool view of the house by itself and the cove down there. I'm gonna make a long exposure here. Oh yeah, I think 20 is more than enough. Now, maybe here to the side. Yeah, this is definitely not the perfect angle either, but and now because I want to highlight the position of the house, the craziness of the place where they built it, I want to place that house pretty high on the frame and show all the vertical drop, all that big cliff that is below it. I'm gonna go with a couple minute long exposure probably. All right, so I'm back in the car. It's almost 9 in the morning, but the day has been already pretty long for me because I got here this morning. I left home just after 4 in the morning. It's a 2.5 hour drive. It was a pretty early wake up, but hey, I saw a shooting star on the way here, so that's a good sign for the trip, I hope. In any case, I haven't had breakfast yet. For today, because I'm coming from home, I brought it already made in a Tupperware, so that's the easiest way. When I said earlier that I just threw a few things in the car, I meant it literally. I threw the mattress in here. I didn't even have time to put the sheets on. That's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna finish the job from this side, and that's it. The bed is ready for tonight, and I actually think I like this spot for tonight. It really cannot get any simpler than this. This is all I need to spend the night in the car: a mattress and some food, a few spare clothes just for a couple days, and the most important thing, because I'm doing photography, well, a big battery, a big power bank to power all my cameras and the drone and whatnot. But truly, this is about it. I don't have anything else with me because I don't really need anything else. I'm not here on vacation. I'm not here to have nice meals. I'm here to see the place and make photographs of it. All right, I'm on my way to the grocery store because I didn't have any time yesterday, but I just saw this cool shot on the side of the road, and I think it could work. Alright, so I got some oats for tomorrow's breakfast and some water because I had no water whatsoever. No good. Anyway, I'm on my way to the next spot that I want to photograph. It's not too far from here, but I'm gonna start charging my batteries because even though I have plenty of batteries in my bag, I always like to, to be prepared and to be ready just in case. You just never know. I also have a smaller power bank with me, so you don't even need the big one that I have in the back. That one is very useful for longer road trips or when I have my computer with me and I'm working at night. I didn't bring the computer on this trip because it's just a couple nights on the road. So this one should do it, but just in case, I brought the other one because I had it at home, so why not? So now the batteries are charging, so I know that even though most likely I'm not gonna need them, they're gonna be ready if I do. You see, roads like these are the reason I'm so glad I have the car right now and not a bigger rig. I wouldn't be able to come down here. I would have to park really far away. It is true that it's gonna be slightly more uncomfortable tonight in here, but I don't know. I guess it's yet another compromise, like almost everything in life. I am putting my rubber boots on, and by the way, the rubber boots is one of those many things that I keep in my car at all times, and if I keep them here, I know that I'm not gonna forget them. Well, I'm not very happy with the photos I made down there because that is a beautiful rock formation. That I love the triangular shape. I love the two holes, but it's very difficult. It's the same that happened earlier this morning with the house on the cliff. The subject is there. I can see it. I can taste it, but it's very hard. I couldn't find a good angle. So I think what I'm gonna do now, because I'm kind of tired, I need to take a break, I need to take a nap. I'm gonna have lunch first and then do that. For lunch, I have leftovers from yesterday, which is very helpful. This is not what I usually do on the road, you know that, and you'll see it tomorrow because I don't have anything else for tomorrow. Again, I try to keep it as simple as possible. I know it's not the most appetizing food, it's not the best meals of my life, but I treat it as if I were, backpacking. You just bring a sandwich or something. It's okay if you do that for a few days, because what I get in exchange, that is flexibility and time and freedom, is totally worth it in my opinion. I really needed that nap. I woke up more energized, especially when I saw the low clouds in the mountains. I knew where to go next. Well, it is really beautiful up here. Pretty foggy. Now we just need to find something to photograph in these conditions other than the bus stops I've been photographing. Exit. That's pretty random because this is a road, so I don't know. I wanted to capture this power line disappearing in the fog, but I couldn't avoid the weeds in the foreground, so I had to use my famous technique, tripod raise. A success. Alright, so I'm walking on the road now, and I've been for a little bit because I saw two potential shots while driving here. One of them is right here, that branch or that tree, I guess, sticking out that looks very nice. And this is the other one. That tree there with the road, I think it looks amazing. Alright, so I took this path here next to the road because it takes you behind that tree, and I'm hoping there will be some images here waiting for me too. Man, that's beautiful. Well, this side quest in the mountains has been really fun. I did not expect to find as many things as I did, but it is dinner time. I'm hungry again. I got a sandwich. I also brought it from home, so all the meals today were prepared at home yesterday, so I didn't have to deal with them today, because it can be a waste of time when you travel for photography and the conditions are as beautiful as they are today. Well, the tide is pretty high right now, so I don't know if this is gonna work, but you gotta try. It's 7 p.m. I'm back in town. I don't want to drive anymore today. I'm pretty exhausted. Waking up at 4 in the morning takes a toll later in the evening. And sadly, a half an hour nap doesn't fix a bad night of sleep. So I guess I'll just be hanging out here in the car. This is where the minimal setup isn't as good because I can only be here on the driver's seat, where I've been pretty much all day, and I'll go for a walk later, maybe take some pictures. There's 3.5 hours till sunset. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. It took some effort, but I did make it to sunset, and it was so very much worth it, not only because I got to make a couple of long exposures, but because the spots I photographed that morning looked amazing with the street lights on. so I guess I did forget one thing, and that was a flashlight. But hey, I have my phone, so no problem. I am beyond exhausted, so I'm back here by the beach. And I'm just gonna go to bed because I have nothing else to do. And also it's pretty late already. It's almost 11 p.m. and sunrise is gonna be at 6:35, I believe, tomorrow in the morning. So I don't have a lot of hours to rest, but I do need it because tomorrow it's gonna be another long day. So yeah. One thing I really love about this car is the tray here in the back, because I can have a bunch of stuff on top. My legs are under. This doesn't bother me at all, and it gives me a lot of extra storage. I think it's around 18 degrees Celsius outside right now, so it's pretty nice here. I have a sleeping bag just in case it gets cold, but I don't think I'm gonna need it. So it's 7:05. Funny enough, I was out here taking pictures earlier yesterday than today, even though I had to drive 2.5 hours yesterday, and today I just woke up here. But I really needed the sleep, and today is gonna be a much better day just because of that, because I'm gonna be much better rested. I slept just okay though. I don't know why I woke up a million times during the night, but the last 2 to 3 hours were pretty good, and it was actually pretty hard to get up this morning. Anyway, I totally forgot to buy fruit for my oatmeal yesterday when I went to the grocery store. So I have to go today again, but it doesn't open until 9. It's 7:30, 7:21 actually. So I need to wait, and that's good because it gives me time to take some more photos around here. It's a little bit misty this morning because of the spray that comes from the ocean, so that should help to create more atmospheric photos. And by the way, because I know some of you are thinking about it, because some of you will ask about it, how do you go to the bathroom? Well, number one is pretty easy, especially for men. For number two, I have an emergency toilet in the car, but I don't think I'm gonna need it on this trip because there is a very nice bathroom right there and it's open, so that's good. So I got the blueberries. They don't look great, but they'll do. So I'm going to prepare breakfast with what I brought from home, all the powders I have, and some oats I bought yesterday, and those blueberries, and that's about it. Well, it's not gonna be an award-winning breakfast, but it's gonna be just fine. I usually heat up the water using a portable kettle at my power station, but I couldn't find it. I don't know what it is. But I figure since it's summer and it's pretty warm out, it's not a big deal to have a room temperature breakfast. I mean, it looks good to me. Pretty good. course, this is not to say that this setup is better than any other, the same way this compact camera is not worse than this big one or vice versa. They are different tools for different situations and I use them both. I can definitely see myself in a bigger rig for longer road trips. That's something that I'm gonna do in the near future. But for now, this is all I do and I don't let that stop me. I've gone to very far away places in this car, living here in this very tight space, but I made it work and I was able to go to beautiful places I wouldn't be able to afford to go otherwise. I made a lot of beautiful images and I don't regret anything. But yeah, let me know if you do this yourself as well. Just throw a couple things in your car and off we go. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time.